What's good, sports family? So, as you guys see from the title, yes, the New York Jets has finally fired their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks. And let's get into it now. So, after a blowout 48-20 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, head coach Aaron Glenn stated improvement wasn't there, and it was time for a change. I agree. Now, these are the main reasons why he got fired, and they're pretty crucial. Poor defensive performance. Jets allowed 48 points and 100 yards in the Jaguars' loss, one of the most embarrassing defensive showings of the season. So, as a defensive coordinator, you need to stop not only yards, but also points getting on the board. You know that. Season-long struggles. New York's defense has been inconsistent all year, struggling to get stops, generate turnovers, and adjust schemes. It's pretty simple like that, you know what I mean? Low turnover production. Jets have 0 interceptions and very few takeaways this season, a sign of trouble. Yeah. Loss of player talent didn't explain everything. Even after trading away key players like Sauce Gardner and Quinn Williams, the Jets is still viewed as underperforming relative to talent. So without those players, nothing was happening, nothing was changing, and still the same. Message to the locker room, the last one. Some reports frame the firing as a signal from Aaron Glenn that accountability is expected across the team. So after this firing, there's going to be other firing or other players leaving the team because Aaron Glenn does not want this, which I don't blame him because he's not happy. Now, how this defense was positioned throughout the season. Well, under Wilks, the defense was ranked near the bottom of the NFL in key categories. By the time of his firing, 20th in total defense and 30th in scoring defense. Pretty bad. The unit also was among NFL's worst in takeaways and turnovers, demonstrating little production, forcing mistakes. Earlier in the season, the Jets defense was noted as struggling in metrics like EPA, play, and points allowed. So, the defensive coordinator wasn't doing his job whatsoever. And it was pretty embarrassing, to say the least. So what the Jets are going to be doing next? What are their moves? Well, interim replacement Chris Harris. He is a former defensive back, and pass game coordinator. He has been named interim defensive coordinator for the final 3 games, calling plays and running the defense. Now, as for off-season hiring, are they going to stick with him? Are they going to move on to someone else? Let me tell you this. For 2026, the Jets will look for a new full-time defense coordinator. Experienced external candidate, analysts have already talked about names like Jim Leonard and many others. Another one, internal evaluation. So experienced external candidates means like outside the organization, and then internal evaluation means inside the organization. You guys, I'm not sure if you know what that means. So internal evaluations, Harris could interview or be considered as the defense improves down the stretch. So if Harris does really good or pretty good, they may just keep him as the defensive play call. The Jets have been linked in off-season analysts to several potential upgrades at coordinator level, suggesting the organization wants a fresh strategy voice, you want to say. And then the roster and structural changes. This is one, possibly multiple changes. The Jets previously overhauled their GM, head coach position before the season started in recent seasons. So this firing fits into a larger rebuild mindset. So, yeah, guys, pretty much the Jets were not happy with Steve Wilks, play calling and how they're ranked in almost pretty much dead last in the league. And they think the fact that they're like, why are we having him? Let him go and let's find someone else. I really wish they kept Jeff Ulbrich, that's his last name, right? He's the defensive coordinator for the Falcons. I wish they kept him, but I'm not sure how the NFL works when it comes to that. Like when they have an intern head coach, they can't go back to their original position. I highly doubt it. But I wish we had him because he's doing much better in Atlanta as a defensive coordinator than our defensive coordinator was doing, and plus we were pretty good the last 2 years as a defensive team, or 3 years, I want to say. But all of a sudden, he comes in and he just ruins the whole system up. Like, bro, your job is to be a defensive coordinator, not a guy who messes up the whole play calling. Like, it just doesn't make any sense why. I don't even know how he gets the job. I don't, because I even did a little bit more research. And it says the fact that he, I think, was he was a coordinator for about 15 to 20 seasons. And out of those 15 to 20 seasons, I would say 95%, he was only staying at the place only for 1 to 2 years. That's it. 1 year mainly. There's maybe about 2 or 3 teams, not even, he was there for only 2 years. So this guy keeps getting jobs over and over and over again. And I don't know why people kept on hiring him. They see how bad he was as a coordinator. What made him? Was it connection? Was it like, something behind closed doors? Like, what was it? It just doesn't make any sense of why they kept on hiring him. Every single team, even the Jets. Why would you hire him if you see he has so many experience in the NFL, but only in one stop, maybe 2, one stop. If he was like, say, a Kansas City Chiefs coach, and that organization was there for 5-6 years, alright, he might be well respected, all the players like him, he does a good job, okay. But a guy who goes from team to team to team to team and still finds a way to get a job doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to hire someone like, say, video editing. I'm not going to hire someone who has less than a year of one video editing. And, I want to get someone who at least has all the experience in the world, who knows how to edit videos, who've been doing it 5+ years, 3+ years, So it's like that with everyday job too. It's like, why would you hire someone who always is like, going to job to job and is not stable? And may not have a good reputation with the players and stuff. Who knows? It's not really a lot of information about that. I'm guessing he's very, very low-key, quiet, chill. But, like, you need to talk to your defense. You're a defensive coordinator. You're not the assistant. You're not someone that's, like, under the defensive coordinator. You're a defensive coordinator. So you have to communicate with your defensive player. But, hey, man, we just got to wait to see what's next for the Jets. I want to see how well Chris Harris does with the defense. If he does a tremendous job this next 3 games, I would say, hey, give him a 1-year deal. Let's see how he does next year. And then if he does bad, I would say there's going to be some candidates out there. I would not bring back Robert Saleh. Highly doubt that's not going to happen whatsoever. But there's a couple of candidates out there. When the offseason comes into play, I'll make a video of what the Jets will do, who are their candidates, and who's the best fit for the job. And yeah, guys, let me know in the comments. Do you think this is a good fire or a bad fire? If you think it's a bad fire, explain, because that is wild if you think it's a bad fire. And I'll see you guys in the next video.